All right, I'm back. Thanks for holding. So today we're gonna make some iPhone cases. Should be pretty fun. The first one up is a TSM case. So yeah, let's go TSM. Even though we're not in Worlds, we can still celebrate all things TSM. So I'm just gonna bring the TSM logo in to Silhouette. For those of you watching today, I will be giving away a TSM case, but you have to chat with me, otherwise I won't know to give you the case. So. Okay, so we've got our TSM logo here. I just brought in a file I already had. What I did was I just grabbed the TSM logo, and it's pretty easy. There's a feature in Silhouette called Trace. And I can never remember what the new icons are. They changed it all up on me on the last update, but I found it eventually. And so all you have to do is drag over it. You can see here that it actually outlined really well. The TSM logo is pretty easy. And so, yeah, it's pretty straightforward from here. I'm just going to hit trace. And you can see here when I drag off that I've got all of the outline. That's pretty much what I did before. So then the fun part here is going to be in figuring out the right size and just kind of playing around with it, making it our own. I don't want to just use the TSM logo. I give it some color so it's easier to work with, deciding how things are going to look. So I think that looks cool. What I might do is add a bit of flair though. Let me go ahead and get an iPhone template in here. Just looking up the Googles for an iPhone template. I should have been a little more prepared and had that going, but you know, work and everything. Take a little extra time. It's not too hard. All I'm searching for on Google is an iPhone 8 template, and I added Silhouette on there. See if I can get a vector of it. Makes it a little easier. Just a reminder, if you want to get entered into the drawing, you got to chat with me for the TSM iPhone case. Alright, well, I think we might just kick it old school. I'm going to measure it. It's not so bad. Just grab the case here. I just ordered a bunch of cases off of eBay. They're really cheap. Totally something you could do. That one's iPhone X, it looks like. Let's do, that says 7, so that's an iPhone 7, 8 Plus. Let's do this last one that is an iPhone 8. I just searched eBay for clear iPhone case lot and got a whole bunch. I think a lot of 10 I managed to get, including shipping, something like $8 USD. So really, and I was able to find listings that weren't China. So they came in like 2 days. It's pretty nice. So you can see here, here's my case. That's what it looks like. And I am just gonna take out this little guy. We're gonna measure it. So, looks like it's 2 inches wide by 5 1/4. So I'm just gonna make that right now. I'm gonna double check my measurements. Two and a quarter by, that's a 2.5. I am not measuring very well. 2.5 by 5 1/4. All right. That looks so much more like an iPhone. So now we kind of have our guidance on how big this should be. We're obviously going to bring our logo down a bit. And then let's go ahead and measure where the opening is. We'll just not do that part. So it looks to be about 3/4 down, a little over an inch. I'm just putting 3/4 down. Oops. And I don't know, let's say inch and 1.5. That should make sure that we're pretty safe. It's kind of the key. And then I'm gonna just merge these together. So nothing too difficult here. I'm just going to go to the weld menu the modify menu and weld these together. Oops, there we go. Actually, we can just subtract. Let's just do that. Yeah. Bring this up a little bit. Awesome. All right, so now we have kind of our template to work with. And you can see the TSM logo fits really, really well in there. So nothing too worrisome to deal with. What I need to do now is give it a little spice. So I think what I might do is add some vertical lines. So I'm just playing around here. There's no rules. Just kind of making stuff look cool. Well, hopefully I think it will look cool. We'll see what it actually looks like. I'm just making different lines. Pretty straightforward here. You gotta make sure we're within those lines. And then what I'm gonna do now is just select everything except for the bounding area, and we're gonna align these. So we're gonna space them vertically. Oh, that's the wrong one. Horizontally. No, that's not the right one. Yeah, sometimes I forget. Well, that's unfortunate. It doesn't look like it wants to do what I want it to do because it's kind of at an angle. That's okay. We'll keep playing. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. And maybe one more. So while I'm duplicating these lines, all I'm doing is holding down the Option key on a Mac. I just drag it where I want it to be. And then I'm just going to the top here and changing the width. And that's it. So I deselected the other areas and I'm just grabbing that and I'm just going to group it, make my life a little easy. And again, doing the copy thing, and then I'm just going to rotate it around. Actually, what I might do is just flip that horizontally so I get the right direction of it. flip horizontally, vertically. So it's not quite fitting, so I'm just going to bring this up and we'll see how that works. Keeping in mind that the corners are rounded on the case, so we don't want to get too close to the edges. It looks like we could use to be a bit smaller, so I'm just going to drag that and pull that up, pull the logo up, pull this up. Alright, a little bit smaller even. Let's see. Just try to center it. Alright. I think we've got our logo now. I'm going to go ahead and remove the template that we created for the iPhone. And now the fun part. So in order for it to be the right orientation on the case, we're going to have to mirror it and then put it down on some transfer tape and then stick it on. So we're going to go through that process now of mirroring, mirror, flip horizontally, and then we are going to send this puppy over to get cut out. Looks like everything has cut lines on it. That's the important part. And what I'm going to do now is just drag it over the edge, make sure we're pretty good spot. And here's the other fun part is depending on what color iPhone you have, you might want to choose a different color than black. You might want to pick white. You're not stuck to it in the application, of course. So I don't know, I might be borrowing my husband's phone to try this one out and see what it looks like with a black case, a black phone. And maybe we'll go for white. I think let's do that. Let's do white. So I'm gonna go and get my materials. So this is my binder of my adhesive vinyl here. So I'm just gonna grab a piece in here. So the glossy here, I don't know if it's showing up, but there's this glossy and there's matte. And the matte is typically gonna be your indoor vinyl. It doesn't last quite as long. And then there's the glossy, which is typically your outdoor vinyl. It lasts a little bit longer from the adhesive perspective. And for this purpose, I don't know, I think let's go for the glossy. Just checking if it will fit on the design will fit on the scrap that I have. We'll just go ahead and go with that. Zip up my binder for now. I'm gonna get out my silhouette sheet here, or mat, as it were. I'm just gonna get that right in the corners. And since this is adhesive vinyl, we're going to be setting the silhouette blade to 1. The app will also tell you what you want to once you set the material type. You always want to set the material type. Okay, so now that I've got that loaded, let's go ahead and send it. We want to make sure we're setting to the right material. Vinyl glossy. And next, oh, I hit send. Just realized that I was on the wrong set of images, so I'll go ahead and change that. So it's going. All right, well, that sounds like that's done. Let's take a look. All right, that came out nice. Let me get my tools. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just cut this out. And I'm going to do the really fun part over here. I don't know why I like it, but weeding is so much fun. Maybe it's kind of because it's part destructive or something. I don't know. But see what I'm doing here. All I'm doing is I'm taking my hook tool and I am going in the edge here and pulling. See how nice and clean that all comes out? And then we're just going to weed out the rest of the logo. If you wanted to, you could save the negatives here and use it for something else, but I've got more than enough vinyl. I don't really need to. Alright, so you should be able to see that right there. There's the TSM logo in mirror. And then the next step is we're going to take some transfer tape which if you haven't seen, transfer tape. It's basically like a big roll of like painter's tape kind of. You could definitely use painter's tape if you wanted to. Let me see here. Just putting that on top for now. Let me grab my scraper tool. Just gonna rub over it right here. Moving back and forth, making sure that there's no gaps on any of it, because otherwise when you go pull it up, it's not going to stick to it. Alright, all of that's done. I'm going to take out the case now. And pull it off, see how it came off so nicely. And then the next part is a little tricky, and there's a few different ways you can go about it, but I am just going to place it down just because I like to live on the edge. I'll just lay it like this for now. You can kind of see it's not quite totally lining up. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to try it the other way. Yeah, that's a bit easier. You see how it lines up pretty well, and then we'll just flip it back over and kind of push it in a little bit. So you want to kind of push down in there, in that corner. I'm just using my finger because it's a little easier getting in these little grooves, and then I'll come back in with my scraper tool. So I'm just going to scrape it like this. Same motions as before. Just trying to get into all the different nooks and crannies. Alright, I think that's it. You can't spend too much time. Like, you can not spend too little time doing this. Like, you can do this for a while just to make sure that you've got it all in there. That's definitely the most important part. Let's see, it's starting to pull up. So, gotta get in there a little more. See, there we go. It's pulling up. You can really see it contrasting really well with the black. Looks like one got a little bit caught. That's okay, we'll just hold it down and slowly pull up. Top one's giving us a little trouble. It's okay. You just kind of squiggle like that. You can get it. And once it's started, it's pretty easy to keep going. You see that one little one that has a little wonky? We can just pull that right up. You can use your nail or some other tool. And just push that back down. And then we'll just do a quick pass, make sure it's all down. And there you go. There is your TSM iPhone case. Now you can rep the best NA team, although, you know, it was a rough split or two, but I still believe in TSM, and I really like TSM for years. Not gonna stop now. If C9 keeps going at Worlds, maybe I'll make a C9 case next time. But appreciate everybody for watching. And it doesn't look like we got anybody in stream today, so no giveaway, unfortunately. But we can always try again next time. I'd love to give someone their favorite esports team logo, and see you next time stream. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.